Meanwhile, in Villain Land...
Stolen, miserable, torn apart from your friends. How delicious.
Lady Vale.
Zephyr, tell me, what are the Divine Dragon's forces up to?
They passed through the Shadowy Moor. It appears they've arrived in Solm.
So they did not return to Brodia. They're gathering more rings. Good.
So Alear can continue to be the little red and blue delivery boy, because now that he has all the emblem rings, all they have to do is take them from him! To quote Crash Bandicoot 3.
Can we go after them, Lady Vale? I'm itching for a rematch.
Oh boy, 4 hounds and rematches! That's gonna be a thing that I will discuss at length later.
Patience, Marnie. If we wait, we can steal Solm's ring from them along with the others.
And that was what I was just saying.
Oh, smart. I'll be a good girl and wait then.
You are a treasure, Marnie.
Isn't she just the pride of the 4 hounds?
You two really heap on the praise. That's why I love ya.
You're such a child.
Marnie is supposed to be the youngest of the 4 hounds, but I forget exactly what her data mined age is. It's actually a lot younger than I would have expected, and it's one of those data mined ages that I don't 100% agree with.
Praise is for chumps. It's much more fun to be punished.
Worry not, Gris. You will soon have all the agony your heart could want.
That's what I like to hear. The perks of the gig right there.
And you, Mavir? How would you like to be rewarded?
Nothing for me, my lady.
You won't even say my name. How cold. That's all right. For now, we wait. We watch. And then, when the time comes...
We have a heart attack.
Lady Vale?
I've been awake for too long. I must sleep. Here are your instructions. Zephyr, take charge.
As you wish.
Is she suffering from that same, dragon wake-up sickness that Alear and Sombron had? Oh joy, Bunet is with my running sprites! And welcome back to Fire Emblem Engage. We're at the Somniel now. Last time we arrived at Solm Palace, but now we just went to the Somniel. Yeah, some people have issues of the way the Somniel interacts with the plot, and this is one of the few times that I do. We were literally inside Solm Palace, and now, oh, whoop, we just ate the Somniel. We somehow left Solm Palace, teleported to the Somniel, and then when the story starts again, we're gonna go back to Solm Palace and talk to the Queen. It's just weird. Normally the Somniel doesn't feel this bizarre, and at the very least they stop you from going to the Somniel in between the last 2 chapters. But okay then, let's transfer you for another dog, and now we have finally achieved the coveted status of full dog. But now I need to talk about these sentinels that we just got. So, okay, Fogado's at the plaza. I hope none of them are at the lookout ridge, because it's still a little too early to go there. I need to change Sommy's outfit, I think, now that we're in Solm.
Hey.
Hey there, Fogado. Yeah, his casual outfit's pretty different to his battle one. But yeah, let's talk about Fogado.
Fogado here, captain of the Sentinels. Better be ready.
It's time for Prince Fogado to get this party started. And now that we know he's a prince, I can say that he has a unique class like the other royals. His is a mounted archer. And his stats complement that decently well. He's in the 4-way tie for highest personal speed growth in the game. His strength is a little low, but that's always fixable. His solid resistance lets him act as a mage killer, but most interestingly is his decent base magic and okay growth for a physical unit. Which, as we've established, is pretty good on a bow user thanks to the Radiant Bow. When the game first released, most players stuck Fogado in Warrior without thinking, but as time went on, they realized the value of his personal class. Fogado is a high movement archer with enough magic to one-shot flyers with a radiant bow, and enough speed to quadruple attack with a brave bow. Not many characters can do both, and few do it with as little investment as Fogado. All he really needs is a Master Seal. And speaking of which, oh wait, I guess I have to talk about his personal skill. I don't like this. Minus 10 crit sounds nice against a high crit foe. The problem is, it only works if you've already taken a hit from them anyway. I don't see the point of this. But okay, the Master Seal. Fogado's upgraded class, Cupido, gives him +2 to magic and raises his magic growth, helping out that Radiant Bow build even more. Its class skill at level 5 is Back at You, which gives Fogado a dex % chance of adding the amount of damage he just took to his counterattack damage. While this can be good, Fogado is not someone who wants to take hits. He wants to zip around the battlefield picking off priority targets with Radiant and Brave bows. And if you need someone who can do that, definitely give him a shot. Of course Pandreo is at the Lookout Ridge.
So sorry to bother you, Divine One. May I come in?
That's Lapis, isn't
I
it?
enjoy taking care of people.
Wait, no, is that Ivy?
But I didn't have many chances at my family manor. That's why I've been looking forward to today. Rise and shine.
No, it's Citrine.
I'll handle your morning arrangements. I've always admired the work of servants. In this moment, I am at your service.
Yeah, the reason why I mistook that a few times is because there's somebody with a leaf blower outside my house, so I had to turn my headphones volume up a bit. Okay, Pandreo's at the Tower of Trials. I was worried for a moment that he was locked to being at the Lookout Ridge. Hey there, Pandreo.
Incredible!
Yeah, you've probably been dreaming your whole life of going here.
Come on, let's do this! Oh!
After Kagetsu, they clearly learned their lesson and wouldn't give us another ridiculously busted pre-promote. Oh wait! Pandreo is often described as Magic Kagetsu. He joins in a promoted class with very good base stats, enough to double and one-round a lot of foes with magic, along with some excellent staves in his inventory, warp especially. Good growth where it matters, especially his high personal speed growth for a mage, and an incredible personal skill, boosting his hit and avoid equal to 3 times the number of allies and foes within 2 spaces. This means Pandreo can dodge tank in rough terrain really well. It also combos very nicely with a later Lucina skill. Pandreo also has very good build for a tome user, making him even speedier. Just like Kagetsu though, Pandreo is pretty wasted in his base class. He really wants to go to an offensive magic class like Mage Knight or Sage if you want the mystical utility. Unlike Kagetsu though, the proficiencies Pandreo needs for reclassing are ones he either already has or can easily get, namely Swords off Lucina for Mage Knight. Speaking of proficiencies, a great thing about Sage Pandreo is he has a blue proficiency in staves, and I'll explain what that means later in this video. Not much else to say about this guy. He's a great magic user, and on Maddening, you need great magic users to deal with the physically bulky later enemies. And now...
Hello. Hard to stomach.
Oh, Bunet. He's a lot of people's least favorite character in every respect, but I guess he's basically Jade without needing a Master Seal. He's meant to be a tank, but as you saw last time, there are already hard-hitting enemies who double him, and this isn't even maddening. I would say he's an okay filler unit, but the Soul arc already gives you a ton of filler unit to a far better than he is. And he doesn't have a meaningful niche over Louis or Jade besides, again, not needing a Master Seal. Well, there is one niche Bunet has, but it's an incredibly silly gimmick and I only recommend it for fun. His personal skill, Seconds, gives him a luck % chance of getting another packed lunch whenever he eats one. If you inherit Celica's favorite food and a luck plus skill, you can theoretically have a Bunet who can spam engages, which is particularly useful with the Ring of the Instructor. The problem with this, without spoiling too much, let's just say we don't get Celica back, and therefore her skill inheritance, for a very long time. So by the time Bunet can do this, the game is almost over. And again, it's just a silly joke build rather than anything good. For what it's worth, Bunet is the only character besides Anna who can make an SS dish in the dining hall, but that doesn't even require you to use him. So, as I said earlier, Bunet is like one of the few characters who I agree is basically a one-note joke, and I haven't really felt much of an incentive to use him and get his supports, but his Emblem conversations are, while kind of funny, they're also pretty one-note. Bunet is like probably my least favorite character in this game, both gameplay-wise and personality-wise, and I don't think I'm alone in that. When I made my, like, tier list with this game of just, like, how much I liked all of the characters, basically, Bunet was dead last, and I gave him his own tier, simply named Bunet. So now we've talked about them, there are a few new things at the Somniel. There's new stock at the boutique, no doubt that's some Solmic outfits. New difficulty at strength training, and there's also the Wyvern ride. While I'm here, though, I may as well check out the Ancient Well. Just a novice book, and honestly some not great weapons.
What'll it be? I think you can handle this. How hard do you want to go?
Well, literally hard. I don't think this changes the stat boost, though.
Keep it up!
So I have to do 25 now.
Looking good!
And it looks like the timing window is a bit tighter.
Nice! You've got this! Great job! I'm so proud.
Oh wow, that only gave strength +1. I guess it does depend
Let's do
on
this again sometime.
how well you do. So yeah, I'd recommend going for the lower difficulties if you just want the stat boosts. But now we've unlocked my favorite Somniel minigame, Wyvern Ride. So, Wyvern Ride is actually interesting in terms of when it unlocks. It's obvious that it requires Ivy.
Welcome, Divine One.
But apparently, you also need a Lear to be promoted. Not really sure why, but yeah, it's a bit of a weird restriction. That explains why there's conflicting reports online of when people have unlocked this. You fly through a course while shooting floating targets. Try to hit the special targets and aim for a high score. More courses will unlock as you progress in the story.
Which would you like?
Let's just go with normal. And Sommi does kind of ruin things a little bit.
Have a nice flight.
As far as like aiming goes, because Sommi will automatically hit some of the better targets for you. But I just want to show off Sommi still, because you can see Sommi flying on the head of Ivy's Wyvern, which is cool. Okay, I guess that actually is a Lear's promoted outfit. But yeah, you can hold down the fire button, or you can just tap it. There's either way works. So yeah, basically this is just like a first-person target shooting game that's on rails. Apparently there is like an actual video game that's very similar to this, but not really sure what it is. It wasn't like Lair, was I don't think it's Lair, that like game that ended up getting like either cancelled or suffered from over-ambition. It was like a dragon riding game. And it was kind of a shame because it's the company that made it was pretty reputable, and it was kind of a hyped game, but it apparently just sort of sunk the company in the end. Yeah, so if you hit these things, then this is where firing wildly sometimes will actually be a bad thing, because if you, yeah, for example, if there are no, like, there has to be, like, an actual line of targets for the blue ones to hit all of them. So if you break the line of targets before shooting the blue ones, you will end up missing a lot of them. Yeah, Sommy automatically hits some of the targets. That's what I was saying about how Sommy kind of ruins the experience a little. It's nice that you get to see the whole, oh yeah, we have, like, a super shot now. So with this, I think it's a little better if you tap rather than, yeah, again, Sommy just hit a whole bunch of targets at once. But yeah, get to see a view of, like, the whole Somniel, which is cool. From this angle, it actually reminds me a lot of the Autumn Plains homeworld in Spyro 2. Does anyone else get that feeling? I still can't believe there's no spring world in that game. There's, like, a summer, autumn, and winter world, and then that's it. Like, and then in Spyro 3, they named the first world Sunrise Spring to fit with that world's theming of time of day, and also having something called spring.
Just what I'd expect from the Divine One.
Sasuga Divine One, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of a stock Japanese phrase. Sasuga is like, just what I expect from you. Oh, hey, you can get some items out of that, too. But yeah, overall, that is my favorite Somniel minigame. It does take a while, but I do actually find it quite fun, which is more than can be said for... I don't know, I've never liked Somniel fishing. It's just, I've never really felt much of an incentive to do it. While I'm here, I guess I could show the new boutique stock. We have Ebon sets for Brodian Nobles, Evening set, yep, Som, and Noon set. Oh, that's really cool, actually. And also the Lake set. Okay, nothing new except the Tower of Trials, and that means no new Master Seals, but I believe Master Seals again restock by 2 after Chapter 13. But we're not going to be going to Chapter 13 next, we're going to be doing a paralogue, but before that, I need to use that one Master Seal I got off the Patrick Sykes old man. And it's going to be either Louis or Amber, and I'm so sorry, Louis, but I kind of want to go for Amber. I just feel like he'll be a little more interesting. Okay, I can actually promote him to, okay, he can go Paladin, he can go Wolf Knight. I have heard a lot of people do like Wolf Knight, Amber. Just because it's got pretty good strength and also good speed. And also Wolf Knight's a pretty nice class, but, I'm gonna go, I think, Paladin for now, but I might be second sealing him immediately afterwards. Paladin is actually a much better class than people gave it credit for. I think Alfred kind of gave people playing Engage for the first time a bad impression that, wow, that's a lot more black armor than I expected, that cavalry would suck in this game, and they don't really. Like, Paladin's actually not a bad class at all. But here's the thing. I can go to change class, I have 1 second seal, and, okay. I was only going to lower his speed by 1. That is going to kind of ruin Amber's Lance thing. In fact, now is probably a good time to discuss. So, in all of the bios, I've been showing somebody's proficiency as blue. And I haven't actually explained what that means yet. So, this is what that means. Most classes have fixed weapon ranks. For example, Halberdier always has an S rank in Lances. But there are some that are a little different. For example, if you look at Bow Knight there, the Lance rank there is blue when that says B, and the Lance rank here for General says S, but it's blue. Whereas if I go to Axe General, it's only A. So General has an A rank in its weapon type by default, but if your character has a blue proficiency, and every character only has one of these, in a certain weapon type, then that weapon rank gets bumped up by 1 in certain classes. For example, in Great Knight, we get that boosted by 1. Another example of that is Wolf Knight. Griffin Knight can go up to S Lances there when it otherwise wouldn't. Wyvern Knight has that too, but also Hero. So Hero can get a B in Axes or Lances if you have an innate blue proficiency in that. Now, this is actually part of why I was mentioning, I will have mentioned in the bio at least, that Pandreo is actually really good, because he has a blue proficiency in staves, which gives him access to A staves as a sage, which not a lot of people have. So yeah, blue proficiencies aren't like the biggest thing in the world, but they can be useful sometimes. The thing is that he's like kind of my strongest lance user at the moment. I don't really have a lot of other good lance users besides Amber, but I really do like the idea of Warrior Amber with that monstrous strength stat. I mean, second seals are relatively plentiful. I know money is tight, but if I regret this, I can always go back later. Oh, this also means that all of you fans can see Amber shirtless, or at least half shirtless. That is actually a really weird outfit. It looks like he's wearing half a coat. It's like somebody sliced, like, a noble's coat in half with an axe. That's actually pretty silly looking, but yeah. Okay, we now have Amber, again, shirtless, but now he's an axe user, and that means I have to completely swap out his inventory. Do I have a massively forged great axe? Oh, I do have a massively forged killer axe, though. I do have an iron great axe +3. Oh, I could turn that into a steel great. Oh, man, that's gonna hurt its accuracy a massive ton. Although, that increase in might is something. I suppose I can turn Bunet's into a steel one. I also feel like I probably have too much silver thanks to the DLC, but... So I'm kind of breaking my, whole, vow against not using DLC in the main story. But I still think it's less disruptive than the DLC emblems. Yeah, here's kind of a case where I might want to go up to +4, just because that extra hit and extra crit is going to be useful. Also, lower weight. Do I have any good engraves for that? Oh, actually, Lucina would boost its hit a lot for only the cost of 1 might, and also gives 30 avoid. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Stiletto. Yeah, I don't need that on the stiletto. I use it for 1 skirmish, and that's it.
I'll be here.
But now, we can take that, and then, 55 attack power. Yeah, 55 physical attack. And also, do I have a spare longbow? I do. Okay, you can take that too. I suppose I can take Etier's iron bow. Man, it's not like he needs much more powerful than that, because, like, look at his physical attack right now. You have 1 speed with that massive Roy Thunder. Okay, even though I'm not using Pandreo, I kind of want to have a meal with him and Alcris, because Pandreo and Alcris support is absolutely fantastic. Both in terms of acting performance and content. Like, it's one of my... Wow, we can make haggis? Why not? Let's make haggis.
I'm not much of a cook, but I'll do my best.
Oh no, that's gonna end badly.
Is the recipe? These steps are confusing.
Oh no, no, that's gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad.
Turned out better than I was expecting.
Okay.
It's tasty. I should serve it at one of my parties.
It's delicious. Incredibly delicious.
Unfortunately, I didn't unlock the support, but, like, yeah, that support is absolutely one of my favorites in the whole game.
You should take some with you. I made plenty.
And, well, that's at least useful for Bunet's skill, if, you know, you like Bunet. I'm sure some people do. Jean, Ivy, and Ivy can get an extra level. Anna would get an extra level with 2, though. In fact, Anna's going to be... Although Anna might be able to level up in the Paralog, so yeah, I'll go 4. You know what? Let's see how badly Jean sucks with this Thunder equipped. I'm so sorry, Jean.
I'm, Jean. Should I really be here?
No, with that, you shouldn't.
I'm Lady Anna, the mysterious merchant.
Okay, this is going to be interesting. Oh, Dire Thunder still works.
Just where to strike.
Okay.
Your game.
I think I've grown up a little.
I said that you were gonna suck, and you got a 1% crit. Okay, maybe I should say you suck more often. No, not really, but okay. And also you got that level up. Like, finally, the level up you should have been getting out of High Priest.
Come on, let's do this.
Oh, that might actually... Oh, 1 off. I mean, there's nobody else that close to leveling, so let's go again. Well, build's actually pretty good. And unlocked a support out of that. Okay, I was gonna say that I should do some that maybe I could do some emblem training, then I realized I should actually save my bond fragments because we're gonna be finishing some paralogs soon, so I might be able to bond fragment some people. Well, let's just say that after we finish some paralogs, we'll have a little bit more of a use of bond fragments for emblem training. Considering there's not a whole lot more we have to do with Somniel right now, I wonder if now is the time. I mean, oh wow, Aaliyah's been getting some good strength lately. So this feels like a massive waste of that. But there was something that I really wanted to show off later.
Well,
and now may be the time. First things first, since we'll be going to a Fog of War chapter soon, I think I'm going to buy another Illum staff.
I thank you.
Secondly,
I thank you.
second seal.
Do come again.
I hope I don't regret this, but... Martial Master Aaliyah. Let's go. And he has an Infinity Gauntlet. So, where are you at with Lucina right now? Not enough for a lot of good skills.
Lucina!
Ready.
And I probably shouldn't even bother leveling up Lucina if I'm going to do the paralog next. I'll explain why once I get there. So with that, Aaliyah could take Physic. Oh, and I have another freeze too. And now, supports. It looks like we've got a lot, but most of these are only like one per character pair. I'm surprised I didn't unlock this after chapter 11, honestly.
Oh, Ivy. Did you need something from me?
No, Divine One. Must I require something to remain near you?
No, it's not that.
I see. Then please feel free to ignore me.
I would, but it's difficult to ignore the anger on your face. The Kingdom of Illusia worships the Fell Dragon, doesn't it? If that's the case, I can certainly see why you would feel uncomfortable around me.
You can't imagine how I feel.
If you can explain it, I'd love to understand. It might reduce this distance between us.
True. But we should get used to each other first. We'll talk when we're more comfortable.
Isn't a C support like the definition of being more comfortable?
For now, I will leave you be and worship from afar.
Worship?
She did say that Aaliyah was her deity at one point. So it's implied that she worships the Divine Dragon, not the Fell Dragon, but we'll find out more about that in the B support. And yes, I unlocked this during that last skirmish, and it took all of my power to resist doing it until now.
Lapis? I want to apologize for making that vow the other day.
No, don't take it back, don't take it back!
Oh, but Prince Alchrist, please, don't worry about it. I should apologize for trying to tell you what you're allowed to say.
You did nothing wrong. It was my mistake. I didn't consider how my words would make you feel. However, there is one thing I'll stand by. I really do think that you're an amazing person, Lapis.
That's not... I'm really not that amazing.
You are. I know that you are. I know that you always send part of your pay back home to support your family.
Just like Rex in Alrist.
I also know you spend your free time subduing dangerous beasts that enter the area.
How did you find out about...
I suppose it was the wrestling bears comment to Roy.
You're so much more valuable to this world than I am, Lapis. That's why
That's why you keep saying that you should be protecting me. Oh, Prince Alchrist, you have no idea. It breaks my heart to hear you talk like this. I'm sorry. I have to go.
Wow. I really am useless. I can't even let a close retainer know how much I appreciate her without upsetting her. I'm unfit to be anyone's master.
As someone who's been on the receiving end of a conversation like that before, because I'm a very self-deprecating person, Yeah, a lot of the time, Alchrist can be quite relatable to me, and other times when he's being a bit over the top with his self-deprecation, I can kind of laugh at, you know, issues that I have with myself, and sometimes that helps me feel better. And, okay, Ivy and Kagetsu.
Yes, I see it! Princess Ivy, dinner tonight shall be... bum-ba-ba-da-ba... vegetable stir-fry!
I see.
Your response is very underwhelming. Do you dislike stir-fry?
I don't have strong feelings about the menu.
Then what does it mean when your face wears this dubious look?
I am thinking. You have the ability to see the future. You never predict anything important, but your predictions are correct every single time.
Okay, being able to see the future, but limited by that future vision being unimportant. I don't know if that's better or worse than that character in Steven Universe who can perfectly see visions of the future, but only after they've already happened.
Kind of you to notice.
It was not a compliment. I don't understand how you do it. I find it unsettling.
I am unsettling? Why?
No, it's the character you voice in Master Detective Archive's Raincoat who's unsettling, and I was unsettled when I realized they had the same voice actor.
You are an unknown quantity. I dislike unknown quantities.
You dislike me, Princess Ivy. We each have our tastes, I suppose, but this makes me sad. Wait, even if you do not like me, I like you enough for both of us, so there is no problem.
You are a strange one, Kagetsu.
There you are. There is your joy. To bring such joy to your face is at least some compensation for your dislike.
Despite them joining at the same time, I don't think I've ever seen that support before. And I got this one in activities because here's a problem with me using Amber in this playthrough. I'm not really using a lot of the characters that he supports with. Like, Aaliyah is the only one, which is... So that's going to be a pain. That means that he's not really going to be getting many conversations outside of activities, but I did wonder whether he and Zelkov would be interesting, so it's the one I chose.
Amber, I wish to speak with you.
You? The retainer of the Crown Princess? Of Illusia? You want to talk to me? I can tell you right now, if you're fishing for intel on Brodia stuff, I am not your target.
Your target is definitely Diamond or Alchrist. He's kind of a weak link. Oh crap, I shouldn't have said that.
No, it is not a political matter.
Phrases people never say on the internet.
It is rather more personal than that.
Oh no, what do you want with me? Is it a fight? I haven't even done anything to you.
I require the wool of an alpaca.
That's even worse.
Huh?
Specifically, I require the wool that comes from a particular alpaca hamlet. I have been led to believe you are familiar with this place.
Well, yeah, I think his family owns it.
You should be aware, then, that the wool from there is finer than any other.
Yeah, that's true. The alpacas back home are extra furry and super fluffy.
I must have it, Ember. You must procure it for me.
I must have that wool. I need it to make outfits in great numbers.
Well, I could send a letter back home. They'd ship some here for sure. But what's it for?
What exactly is the shipping address on the Somniel, and how does that work? Aaliyah would have to authorize the courier to visit here.
It will be put toward the purpose of knitting.
Whoa! You like to knit, Zelkov? I never ever would have guessed that.
It should not surprise you that I pursue a craft of such delicate grace and elegance.
I mean, I suppose deftly handling a needle is kind of similar to the precision you need to fight with a knife.
To the point, I require the highest quality alpaca wool to craft my ultimate masterpiece.
I'm into it. If it's just for crafting, I'll get you a bunch of the stuff. No sweat. Besides, gotta see what you make with it. I bet it's gonna be weird.
Thank you, Ember. I am grateful for your assistance in this matter.
Is he gonna make, like, a quilt that covers the entire Somniel? Because I can picture that. And... finally, we get this one. The support that I was actually trying to unlock with Diamond earlier. I just forgot which one it was. But I mean, could you blame me for not remembering that Fram was the support with Diamond that focused on politics? Fram of all people.
Who's winning the staring contest? You or that history book?
Prince Diamant! Sorry, I didn't notice you come in.
No need to apologize, Fram. What's got you so frustrated?
I messed up some of my steward duties again, so Vander gave me an ongoing study duty. He was all, "You never take your role seriously, and the least you can do is educate yourself."
I loved all the supports in Three Houses where characters imitated other characters, and I'm so glad that's become a recurring thing.
Ah, so Vander gave you that book. Doesn't look like you're enjoying it very much.
History is so boring. It's just wars, border disputes, wars, trade stuff, more wars. Why does everyone have to fight all the time? Why can't everyone just relax and be friends?
That's almost a paraphrase of the intro of Echoes, isn't it?
History does tend to be a chronicle of warfare. That's been true since the first Felddragon War.
And don't even mention the derp NPC war.
It's not all battles and bloodshed, though. For instance, my ancestors were able to found Brodia thanks to Lumera's protection, not open warfare. You really do learn a lot by studying history. Vander has the right idea.
If you say so.
Just keep reading. It's not all dates and trivia, I promise. These are stories about people.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I haven't even made it very far. It's kind of draining.
Ah, right. Must be hard to read about past wars in the middle of a new one. But don't worry.
You know, maybe that is exactly the time to be reading about past wars.
You have my vow as the Crown Prince of Brodia that when I'm king, there will be peace.
So, I do like the wording here is like somewhat ambiguous because this can be done before Morian dies. I think the implication here is he hasn't officially been crowned yet.
Wow. Really, really? A vow from the Crown Prince of Brodia is good enough for me.
I mean it. Rest easy, okay?
I will. But only after I've read some more of this not-so-boring book.
This support chain in general is one of my favorites, not just in this game, it might actually be one of my favorite Fire Emblem supports overall. And yeah, just two characters you wouldn't really expect to have such a deep conversation together. Oh right, I did promise to change Sommi's look. You know, I think I'll do that before the next Solm chapter, because we're not actually going to Solm next time. If we head to the world map, even though we're at the Solm Palace right now, and Excess Nation is over there in the middle of the desert, but we also have another paralog unlocked. But that's not where we're going to go, because remember that suspicious-looking arena in Brodia that I was like, yeah, you might be able to do something with this later? That unlocked a chapter ago, and we're going to go for this. Also, yeah, this skirmish right here in Brodia, this is training. So you can go here and get some experience, but we're going to be getting some experience in the Arena of the Gods. Wow, that's a dramatic name. A place of significance to Emblem Lucina. Now, an important note, before you head to this chapter, you will not be able to use Lucina's emblem ring in this chapter. And because of that, I made a massive derp in making Alira Martial Master now. I should have done it afterwards. But oh well, it has been a long time since I last saved, so I'm stuck with this. Next time, we'll be seeing what awaits us at the Arena of the Gods. See you all then.